things that they complain about. For whatever reason, they clean themselves good after they have a bowel movement. They make sure they shower before they go to bed, but they still have this itching. That is a telltale sign of pinworms. And so if a person has that sign, then definitely I feel like they need to do a parasite cleanse. Restlessness and difficulty sleeping. Again, this is a symptom that unidentified problems sleeping. I don't know why I have problems sleeping. I'm just restless all night long. Well, let's consider that it might be parasites and do a parasite cleanse. Coughing, bloody sputum in some cases. Now, that's a pretty severe indicator, but what that tells you is you've got very active parasites and they are breaking down your body. So, as I've said, there are many, many symptoms that can be associated with parasites. So, what do we want to do about it? Well, we want to get them out. Parasites, once again, parasites out, better out than in. So, when you start a parasite cleanse, it is paramount to make sure that the bowel is opening and functioning properly. You want to make sure that you don't have a situation where you're constipated or backed up, because that is not going to facilitate the passage of these critters. You want them out. So the first thing that we recommend is that you try a product like the Colon-fx or the Slender-fx Cleanse-fx, just to make sure that the bowel is open and things are moving through. Now, if you're someone who normally has 3 bowel movements every single day, it's not an issue for you, you don't have a problem with constipation, you don't have a problem with diarrhea, then I wouldn't be so concerned about that. However, it's not going to hurt. You know, if you're someone who has 3 bowel movements every day, normally healthy bowel movements every day, and you don't want to do the Colon-fx or the Slender-fx Cleanse-fx, then consider just taking an extra dose or 2 of vitamin C or an extra dose of 2 of magnesium, something that's going to help to push things through the gut, okay? You want the colon to be open. So what we do is we actually take this protocol, and the protocol is designed so that you can either take a mixture that includes garlic, or you can take a mixture that has the respiratory support from the Good Herbs line, which has enough garlic in it that it will do exactly the same job. You're going to do this, and you're going to do it at the time of the full moon. And that's one of the reasons why when I publish the protocol, I always make sure that I put the dates of the full moon. Oftentimes people get confused. When is the full moon? So let's just stop that confusion right now. And so I put the dates down for the full moon. But once again, as I mentioned, when we talk about doing the cleanse, parasites are more active at the time of the full moon. This is something that has been proven over and over again. So let's go after them at the time of the full moon and get it done, okay? Now, the other recommendation that has been consistently made for many, many years is the GI cleanse in us as adult humans. I recommend that we do the GI cleanse for the time up until the full moon, the GI cleanse by itself every day. And I suggest that you do it 3 times a day on an empty stomach. This is something that you want to do on an empty stomach, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to force those little critters out. But then at the time of the full moon, that's when you do the more aggressive part of the protocol. And that more aggressive part of the protocol will actually include using the GI cleanse. But in addition to that, you want to use the respiratory support or the garlic, and also the nerve support. Now, the nerve support, excuse me, it's interesting. Why would you want to use nerve support? The nerve support actually will kind of make the critters a little more lethargic, if you will. And that seems to encourage them to move out more quickly. So in the full protocol, you're going to see that. And I'm going to have to resubmit that full protocol to you back up, because for some reason, I don't know what happened, but it doesn't seem like the full protocol is together in the printout that I sent you. So I will resend the printout. But again, this should be done on the day of the full moon. And we have always said the day before, the day after, or the day before, the day of, and the day after the full moon. But back to the GI cleanse, depending upon when the full moon is. Okay, so let's say we've just recently had a full moon. Okay, I think it was the 3rd maybe. So let's say I've decided I want to do this parasite cleanse. So my recommendation is you start doing the GI cleanse now, and you do the GI cleanse up until the day before, the day of, and the day after the full moon. That gets many of the parasites out to start with, but then you do the aggressive program at the time of the full moon. And then my recommendation is you continue with that GI cleanse 3 times a day, every day, after you've done that aggressive protocol until the next full moon. Now, I am of the opinion that we should do it through 3 full moon cycles. Why do I say that? I say that because of our understanding of parasites. When we talk about parasites, we have eggs, we have the larva, and we have the adult mature parasites. Normally, when you do the cleanse, you're going to get the mature parasites. But what happens is, so oftentimes because these larvae and eggs are so deeply embedded in the colon or wherever they take up residence, sometimes you don't get them the first time around, but they then have the opportunity to become mature. So the second go around, you're going to be cleaning out the mature adults once again. And then I always say a 3rd go around, mostly because when we talk about those eggs that have not become larvae that then turn into the mature adults, let's just make sure we've gotten it all. And so that's my approach. That's the way I suggest that the protocol should be done. And like I said, I've had very good results. People have reported back to me things that perhaps I didn't want to know about, but it's part of what we have to do to get ourselves cleaned out and keep ourselves healthy.
And I like the fact that you are encouraging people to be consistent, because, consistency in all things is important.
Oh, yeah.
Consistency in your 90, consistency in making sure that you're, keeping track of what's going in your body to help control blood sugar. And now we know parasites too.
Oh, yeah. And parasites can cause blood sugar issues, interestingly enough. People don't think about it, but when we talk about the symptoms that are associated with parasites, like I said, it's a long list, and blood sugar issues can be part of it, because oftentimes when people have parasites, they have wicked sugar cravings, and they can't seem to satisfy that sugar craving no matter what they do. And so when people have sugar cravings, it may in fact be because they have parasites.
Oh, good thing to think about, folks. So we do have a couple more questions. One, would you use the GI cleanse topically?
Well, you can use the GI cleanse topically, but in this case, it's better if you use it internally. And again, oftentimes we're going after parasites that are in the gastrointestinal system, and it's going to work better on those parasites if you take it internally. And again, it should be on an empty stomach. And some people say, whoa, I just don't like the taste. Mix it with a little bit of water. Don't worry about the taste. The other thing that I'll say about the good herbs products as a general rule, because the extraction of the herbs, the best extraction process includes alcohol, and it's, excuse me, a high quality alcohol. But a lot of people don't want to consume alcohol in any way, shape, or form. I respect that. What I tell people is, if that's the case, take your dose. So I'm going to take 3 droppers full. Take that dose of the Good Herbs product, put it into a small glass, and leave it on the counter for at least 6 to 8 hours. The reason for that is in that amount of time, your alcohol will evaporate and you'll be left strictly with the herbs. So I always encourage people to do that if they, oh, I can't use the herbs because the herbs have been extracted and processed with the alcohol and I can't do alcohol. I respect that there are people out there who will not use alcohol, and I'm very respectful of that. But that's one way that we can get around it. Allow that alcohol to evaporate off the product before you take it. But with most of these products, you can take them and you can mix them and you can do all those things. The GI cleanse is not that product. The GI cleanse, usually we say do it on an empty stomach. It's best because what you're doing with that GI cleanse is you're going after the parasites.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We've got a couple more questions. Now, Lenny writes in and he says, live blood cell analysis showed a pinworm in my blood. Can pinworms cause chronic anemia?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. That's a yes or no question. So yes, Lenny, pinworms can cause chronic anemia. And Jill is wanting to know, what about styes or cysts around the eyelids that don't go away for months, no matter what you try holistically?
I would definitely try the cleanse. If you are someone who has that problem and you've tried everything that we know that normally would work, what are we left with? There's got to be a cause. There's got to be a reason. Mm-hmm. So let's consider that it might be parasites. I certainly wouldn't hesitate to do that.
All right. And Charmaine, forgive me because I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly. What about someone who has ileoectomy?
Okay.
ileostomy.
Okay. So ileostomy. Okay. All right. Those people should consider taking it. Okay. And ileostomy means that the things that come out of their body don't come out through the anus and into the toilet like they normally would. Okay. They come out through a bag on the side of the person's abdomen. Okay. So because of that, I would still say try taking that parasite cleanse orally by mouth. But in that particular case, then that's when a person may, in fact, want to do it topically.
Okay.
And if you're going to do it topically, if you're going to do it topically, I would recommend that you rub it on the bottoms of your feet. We know that these products are very well absorbed through the bottoms of the feet. And the recommendation for the Good Herbs products, if you're going to use them on the bottoms of the feet, you apply some of the solution to the bottom of your foot, and it will be absorbed relatively quickly. You continue to apply it, and we're not talking about a lot, okay? But you continue to apply it until it stays damp or wet on the bottom of your foot. And that tells you that your body has taken in what it needs for that particular dose.
So I'll use it like a spritz bottle. And I'll have it in a little Boston bottle with the sprayer. Does that work?
It can, absolutely. If you've got one in there, if what you have in there is the pure Good Herbs product, yes.
Yes, that and nothing else.
Yep.
Excellent. Now, Nancy wants to know, what is the active ingredient in the cleanse? So it's a combination, isn't it?
Oh, it's a combination of products, but in the GI cleanse, you've got the wormwood, you've got walnut, you've got the other things that we know, you've got clove, the other things that we know that are specific for getting those parasites.
All right, thank you so much. And one more question, Marilyn. Go ahead.
I had heard Dr. Actually Brett Bushwati, I don't know if he's a doctor or not, but he said that sometimes you want the alcohol to help bypass the digestive system so you get better absorption.
Correct.
Is that true?
Yes. Oh, hey, anything that Brett says is true. When it comes to the Good Herbs products, anything that he says is true. But yes, absolutely, that's true. But again, there are people who just flat won't do alcohol, don't want to do alcohol.
And why
Yeah.
is it? And why is that? How is it that the alcohol allows the product to bypass? How is that? Do you know?
How it allows it to bypass? No,
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
exactly the mechanism for how that works.
he went into it. I just can't remember.
Yeah, no, and I
That's
would
okay.
have to ask him again. He's
Oh,
going to be on my call again and one time this month, and so I'll make sure I ask that question.
fantastic. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. And if I could get the other co-hosts up on the screen with us, I'm so thankful, Dr. Joanne Conaway, we don't have to do this all by ourselves, as we have some amazing talent as we're coming together to create this resource that we are able to share with the world. And that's sharing you with the world. Folks, if you've got more, we'll have questions, or you want to know more about Dr. Joanne Conaway, you can go to her website, DRJ Conaway, CONAWAY.com. And don't forget to get her book. Absolutely love her book. In fact, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I have a case of your books and I still have some to share. So I thought about doing a giveaway, but maybe next time. But yeah, make sure that you get Dr. Conaway's book, folks, as it is amazing. The title of it is Why is America So Sick? By Dr. Joanne Conaway. And Alexandria wants to know, is the mentioned printout available? Yes, it is. You want to email questions at dailywithdoc.com requesting the duo. What are you calling it?
Duo.
Dynamic
duo
duo
parasite cleanse.
Protocol, the parasite cleanse. So that's where you go to get that. Questions at dailywithdoc.com. And Dr. Conaway, I know you've got a hard stop, so we have an amazing team. I'm super excited that we are able to host individuals like Dr. Joanne Conaway as she is bringing her experience, her knowledge, and she has a call every Tuesday night. So if folks, if you would like information about that, you can also email questions at dailywithdoc.com. We will reply with information on how to access her call that she does. And Dr. Conaway, you have slide presentations and everything on those calls. So not only if somebody is, good at learning just by listening, those that want to see something and learn better that way, absolutely. For those of you who are here in the live Zoom with us, that information is in the chat. One of the great reasons and to be here live with us. As we're here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, 1 to 2 Mountain, 2 to 3 Central, 3 to 4 Eastern. And if you're in South Africa, I think that's 9 to 10. Give me a heads up. Yes or no? 9 to 10 to 11.
10 to 11 at the moment.
10 to 11 p.m. in South Africa. Thank you so much. And that is Albert. He is like our gatekeeper, letting people into the Zoom. We have Marilyn and Phyllis both doing a fantastic job putting information into the chat. We have Sherry and Phyllis keeping an eye, and AJ keeping an eye on the different platforms. And yes, if you did have lose the stream, we did come back. So you're going to look for that second part of today's program out on the stream. And AJ is going to make sure that that happens. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes. And if you are interested in getting more information and becoming a certified holistic health coach, like everybody that's on the screen, I think you're even a certified holistic health coach, Dr. Joanne Conaway.
Took the course the first go around.
Yes, we took it together.
Yep.
I love it, love it, love it. And now it's even bigger and better, folks. coach.dailywithdoc.com. If there's nobody that sent you to this program, if there is, ask them if they know anything about the Certified Holistic Health Coach course, as they may have their own link. But if not, coach.dailywithdoc.com. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Oh, Sherry's part of our tech crew. So she's keeping an eye on things, making sure that the streams are going out and they have sound. So thank you so much, Sherry, for doing that. Folks, until next time, bye for now. Thank you.
This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the teachings of the founding father of science of epigenetics, Dr. Joel Wallach. This program is for educational purposes only. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, nor is it intended to take the place of your primary care physician. Statements in this program have not been evaluated by the FDA. As an empowered individual, you do have options available. We're honored to continue and share the